Hello again, I am Blunty. Welcome to part, 4 of my full-on Wii U user review. So far, we've covered the hardware, the Pro Controller, the user interface, the built-in apps like the browser, and the Miiverse online community. And today, it's time to lift the skirt on the Wii U's backwards compatibility with Wii games. The Wii U, like the Wii before it, comes complete with the ability to play games from the generation before it. In the case of the Wii U, it does this in a rather clumsy way. You can't just stick in a Wii game disc and boot it up. Instead, the Wii U insists on shutting down and rebooting itself in a Wii-shaped costume. It literally pretends to be a complete Wii system, right down to the menu, and access to the old Wii eShop and everything. And if you did what I did and used the system transfer tool to move the content from your existing Wii system over to the Wii U's Wii emulator mode, all your virtual console games and downloads will be here too. And they're all whistling nonchalantly, pretending they're not living in a little cave deep inside the Wii U's brain. From here, the experience is exactly what you'd expect. It behaves just like the Wii would, including being entirely incompatible with the Wii U's own controllers. So any hope of using the superior Pro Controller, for instance, to play your virtual console games is dashed right there on the jagged rocks of harsh reality. So it's Wiimotes, nunchucks, and Wii Classic controllers all the way here. It's an authentic Wii experience, even to the detriment of compatibility with otherwise better controllers. The games are upscaled to render properly on your high-def TV through the HDMI cable, of course, but they are not altered in how much detail is rendered. So what you get is a stunningly crispy signal of the comparatively low pixel count rendering of the game. And this is good and bad. On the one hand, your Wii games and Virtual Console titles have never looked cleaner or rendered more precisely. On the other hand, without the inherent softness of the old-style standard definition analog signal, some games look a bit too crispy. Those jagged edges on low-res sprites and low poly-count 3D models have never been sharper or more obvious. It's a matter of taste, I suppose, but in a few cases this makes some games look worse. Native Wii games look pretty glorious in most cases, perhaps a little sharp, but it's the low-res Virtual Console stuff that seems to look the harshest. In fact, the slight blurriness of CRT TVs and composite signals was actually beneficial to the look of many of these old games. It's hard to see here on YouTube, I know, with all the extra processing and compression and stuff, but I imagine you feel comfortable in taking my word for it if you've not seen it for yourself, right? The HDMI signal also doesn't allow old games to run in their native 4:3 correct aspect ratio, forcing them instead to fill out the 16:9 widescreen image, which can sometimes lead to things looking a bit wonky. But usually this isn't a huge issue as far as gameplay goes, but it still may annoy some purists. In any case, things here work very smoothly. I didn't run into any glitches or compatibility issues with anything I threw at it in my testing. So, if you have an old school itch to scratch for something that lives on the Wii, it's easy to get at it. And once you're done, click on a menu icon and it'll trigger a reboot back into the full-on Wii U mode for your next-gen needs. I do wish you could just boot into Wii games from the Wii U menu directly, because all this feels a bit clumsy, honestly, having to reboot the whole system back and forth, but, you know, it works. And it's not that much of an inconvenience, really. I'm just whining, I guess. Because it seems to me there's a better way to do it, but, you know, what do I know? I'm no code monkey. Anyway, join me next time for a full breakdown and crop of mini-reviews for the launch games I've picked up so far. But for now, thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.